The chase to the AVP League season begins in Huntington Beach. This is event number 1 of 3 Heritage Series events that you're going to have in 2024. Winner here will qualify for league play in the fall. Much at stake as we enjoy Main Street and the pier in our beautiful Huntington Beach Open Estate. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn as we get set for our next match of the day. And we're headed back to the women's side of the field. Kylie Deberg and Haley Harward are going to take on the A team. Second match for the A team. We're going to talk a lot more about them right now. But what about this young upstart team that has real potential?
They really do, because this is a team that can rival the A team in size. Deberg up at the net is big. She can be very imposing. And of course, if you've had the chance to see Haley Harward play, you know what she can do defensively. She flies around like she's almost a reincarnation of Sarah Sponsel out there. She can dig some balls, so they're going to have some opportunities to score.
A host of American defenders coming along. Haley Harward part of that. Let's get to our Wilson volleyball play of the day. And it was earlier today, the victory for April and Alex. Their return to the sand, first time since 2021 that they played together. They brought both new babies with them. This was a really nice re-entry for women on their own terms to this game that they love.
Yeah, they started off strong. They had to face a couple tough girls coming straight out of UCLA, and they had a little test in the second. You know, I think that's something that you probably want ultimately, right? You love smooth sailing, but you need to be a little bit battle tested, and it was nice for them to get that little bit of push coming into this tournament.
Yeah, you make a good point about having to go to that third set, and really a second set solid defeat too, and being forced to respond. So the A team, what will they have to give in this one? We're just about ready for the intros as folks are cycling into Stadium Court for a Friday afternoon of volleyball. Let's go to Mark Sherman, who is ready once again to introduce you to the players.
Let's do it. Good to see you, by the way, Alex Amelon. What's up, buddy? Great to see ya. It's been a minute. That was a much more coordinated hug. Yes, that was nice. All right, here we go. Alex's team. This first young lady, you might not know a ton about her right now, but you better get to know her, ladies and gentlemen. Originally out of Hudson, Iowa, played indoor ball for the most part at the University of Missouri, went down to LSU for her beach career in the NCAA. Had her breakout tournament so far anyway, a 7th place at the MBO last year. A good things for this player in her future, ladies and gentlemen. Let me hear it for Kylie Deberg. And her partner played her indoor ball at Long Beach State, went to USC. No big deal, won a couple of national championships. She is an AVP champion as well, originally out of Phoenix, Arizona. Ladies and gentlemen, she is Haley Harward. And their opponents back on the sand. If you missed their first match, where were you? But we're glad you're here now, ladies and gentlemen. The Olympic gold medalists, one-time Olympic gold medalist for this first player out of Stanford University. Everybody, she's a brand new mom as well. I've been told Thea will be here tomorrow, and I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it for the Alex Klineman. And her partner at the Tokyo Olympic Games, so also a gold medalist, of course. You know her, you love her. She's a 41-time winner on the AVP Tour, everybody. The mother of Ross. Where's Ross? There he is. What's up, buddy? He looks like a veteran. He was so locked into your last match. It was fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it for April Ross. Yes. The A-team is back.
I'm hoping that just one time, Rich, with this music going, a car drives into the stadium and hits it, flips over, and lands on its roof. Just once, that's what I want.
And
is that too much to ask?
And a muscular guy with a mohawk steps out?
Exactly. Exactly. V.A. Baracus, where are you? We're underway here in Huntington Beach. Tough serve right down the line from Harward. An immediate cut shot, slide, inside slide from April Ross.
Yeah, that was a sexy little swipe across the ball, too, for the winner.
Has any other woman ever had as many wins as she has years in the introduction for her play on the AVP Tour? 41 wins, 41 years old, A.Ross.
It's a good question.
Longevity and success would be the only thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're talking, those getting into your 40s.
Yeah, maybe Karch. 85 wins, 35 years old or something.
That's right. Yeah. I was going to say there are people who have kind of surpassed it at younger ages. You know, Misty and Carey, I'm sure, were 25 wins at 25 years of age or something.
Sure. Good point. Valid. So interesting crossover here. Alex Klineman serving. And Haley Harward with the set. They played together a couple of international tournaments just last fall. As Alex was entertaining notions of Paris. I don't know how to say that in French, or I would.
Notion de Paris.
There you go. Close enough.
Yeah, they played in the World Championships together. Got a wild card into that tournament, which was a big opportunity that unfortunately they weren't quite able to capitalize on as well as they would have liked, I don't think.
Haley Harward capitalizing there with a tough jump serve into that wind that picked up. If you were with us last match, it was really the first time the wind had come into play, coming in what is the northwest corner of the stadium and cutting across the court into the face of Haley Harward from that right side.
Yeah, certainly we saw Taylor Sander take advantage of that.
And already another serve. Have to convert this one, don't you? Harward gives it up to her partner. A little indecision there, and it costs him.
Yeah, those are the kinds of plays you cannot lose against the A team. Free balls, you got to take advantage of those. I mean, it kind of goes without saying, but those can be killers. Now there's a look at the flags, kind of indicating the wind direction.
Little backside slap from Deberg. And that ball's chipped wide, and I think immediately upon contact, Alex knew that one was not going where she intended.
Just a quick fact check. Kylie Deberg's father is not singer of Lady in Red Chris Deberg, is he?
I think that would have been top line in the bio.
Okay.
No.
Different spelling.
Wait, Lady in Red was Chris Deberg?
Yeah, I think he's D-E-B-U-R-G-H though, I believe.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Lady in Red. I can only imagine Anne having that one on at the house when you were a kid.
That's right.
Anne Lamborn, no E.
Gene Wilder. That's right.
Gene Wilder? Oh no, that's Joan Wilder.
Yeah.
The Joan Wilder?
Yeah, we have derailed into some early 80s movies here.
I hope you're following along, folks. That was kind of a flow chart in the middle of the opening moments of this match here in Huntington Beach. I'm cycling back to an earlier match. If we go back to match number 1, it was Brooke Bauer and Megan Rice. Different Megan Rice. MJ losing to Kylie Deberg and Haley Harward for the advance here. Deberg on the left in the full pants and t-shirt. The taller of the two players, the blocker at 6'4".
I like the mindset of Deberg and Harward here early. They're going after their serve, particularly Harward going after that jump serve. And that's a necessity when you're playing the A team. You're going to have to get them out of their rhythm offensively.
Now you need to be aggressive against a superior opponent, right? You can't just kind of be passive. You're going to get eaten up.
I mean, that's kind of a standard tactical thing in the sport of volleyball, whether it's indoor or outdoor, right, is you've got to serve tough because any in-rhythm offense is going to be tough to stop. But certainly against the top-tier teams, that is a mandatory part of any game plan.
Now, I saw Taylor Sander when he got to this near side where currently Deberg and Harward are. He went to a high float. Rather than driving it with the wind at his back, he went to a high float. What is the advantage to a high float?
Well, the high float, it to the viewer maybe looks easier to control, but what it does is it can back you up in the court, which throws off the comfort level of your approach a little bit, right? Because you're backed up, you have to take one or two more steps than you're accustomed to, and any little wrinkle like that can provide a fractional advantage to a defense.
We'll see what's done with service into the wind here. Alex Klineman just been driving that jump float. That's her primary serve. Right down the middle in the match we saw, and that one off the heel of her hand, no good. So So we'll go to side switch. Now the Harward and Deberg will have the wind in their face. 6 years of college for Kylie Deberg, 6'4", out of Iowa. Originally went to Illinois for a year, then went to Missouri, filled the record books at Missouri before going to Louisiana State. That's LSU. The Sandy Tigers, couple years indoors and out there. Pretty interesting family. 3 girls all playing volleyball.
Dad with 0 pop songs to his name, though, apparently.
Well, yep. As is true for most of us.
Kevin and I also at 0.
At 0 pop songs, yeah. Very similar to I've never been blocked by Phil Dalhouser. To this day, still true. Never stop me, Phil.
It's interesting because now with the advent of beach volleyball, and you can kind of play an indoor career and then go play on the beach, what used to be kind of a joke in our day that a lot of people go to college for 7 years, Richard, they're called doctors. Now you can just be an indoor and an outdoor beach volleyball player.
Correct. You don't have to be Mormon either.
Oh.
You guys don't play a couple of those years, but you definitely have that many years.
The latent hatred from the Pepperdine Wave.
There's the jump serve into the wind. Kylie Deberg bringing the heat. Right back to it again. This time riding up high on April. And again finding success. Back-to-back aces for the one-time Tiger.
She's just making tremendous contact. The trajectory with which she and Alex Klineman can hit the ball.
Good point.
I mean, that thing is traveling almost straight down out of their hands.
Dmitry Musserski indoors. Similar kind of nightmare. And here it is again, eating him up right down the middle. 3 aces in a row for Deberg. What a start for the Packers fan. Kylie Deberg. First Jordan Love in that playoff run, and now this. A little salvage there, managing the contact. Good cleanup from April.
Yeah, that was a really good set because it was, again, kind of in that tweener zone where you're not sure if you need to wait for it to go into the net and play it out or if you got to go proactively get it. April does a nice job, and nice to have the advantage of if you put it near the net, your partner can flat-footed slap it over.
Harward tracks that to the line up quickly. Not a lot of places to go. Right into April, but down goes Alex, and holding her left foot off the sand. I didn't see anything in particular, but she's taking her time getting up here.
It was tough to tell. It looks like maybe a little toe cramp. She's grabbing the ankle, though.
Yeah, she immediately held it out of his hand. Watch the left leg. Oh, it's just out of frame there. And we'll have a momentary break here. We'll have a, and shaking. You know what that says to me, having done it. Turned your ankle a bit. Have you ever turned your ankle and then it's shaking on you like that? That's a terrible feeling.
Kev, not to bring up the painful past, but you were involved in my one ankle turning incident.
Yeah, she got her left foot just out a little bit far on that landing.
Yeah, no contact underneath the net, right? That just. It looked like maybe she was trying to move laterally before she quite planted that foot, right?
So we'll get a little injury timeout here. Moment, see if Alex can continue.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of attending to her foot a little bit, right? Maybe there was a little kind of twist in the metatarsals.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the diagnosis here is, if she can continue. While we wait, we talked to many of the athletes about the return of April Adams, what it means to them to have her out here. We know you as the fan, us as broadcasters are excited. So are a lot of the athletes.
Yeah, I mean, it is.
April and Alex being back means that anyone can do it, right? You can go and have a baby and then bounce back and come back on the court 6 months later. Like, that's incredible. Like, that's so inspiring.
It means so much, and it shows like what women can do and the strength that they have even after giving birth. It's just like really admirable, and I'm just like so in awe of the things that they're capable of doing, and I wish them all the best of luck.
I just think it's awesome to have them back on the court, and they're such a dominant force, so I think it just raises the level of play again, so it's awesome to have them back.
It's so inspiring to be able to like watch that they can have a kid and then just be back out here competing at the highest level. It's pretty cool.
It's really cool. They're both two of my good friends, so I'm very excited that they're back out here.
Did Kylie and Haley know they were going to get April and Alex when they were doing that interview?
Consensus, it's cool.
It's exciting. Oh, doggone it, we got a plan. So a little tape action here. Surprised we didn't see any cold spray. I guess we're not in Europe, so that wasn't going to fly. Some volleyball people recognize there, huh?
Indeed.
Whitney Pavlik, the winner of Manhattan Beach Open years ago.
And she might be winner a couple times over.
I think you're right. A couple years in a row, and maybe with a couple different partners, as I recall back in the dusty memory that I have. So a chance for April to casually relax while her partner gets a little tape on that ankle. Hopefully Alex looks pretty relaxed. Hopefully they'll be able to continue here in just a moment. He started this match 12-9. Harward and Deberg already jumping up on top here in this first set.
On the back of some very strong serving from both Deberg and Harward on that far good side into the wind. Really doing what they need to do to kind of impose their will on the A team.
They'll resume on that side when we're back here in Huntington Beach.
Magic. How about a little magic, huh?
Back in Huntington Beach, Alex Klineman tried out that foot a moment ago and came back to have the tape job fixed. A little pepper going out on the court, trying to stay warm. Our Deberg and Harward coming off a Norseka victory 1 week ago. They've actually won a couple of Norsekas recently, and a couple of young women playing with some confidence. So we're going to go back to the second layer of tape. Sometimes you get that tape on your arch. Yeah. It's a little tight, and the moment you put any pressure on your foot, oh, that aches on the arch.
Well, and it's a tough job for the trainers who are doing a great job out there for everybody. But typically, you're in a training room, we're cleaning the ankle, we're pre-wrapping it, and then we're taping it.
Yeah.
Now she's been playing for 21 points, right. And it's sandy and it's sweaty and whatever, and you've got to try and tape hopefully what is a very mild injury. It looks like she's moving okay, fortunately.
Yeah, retaking the court as you look at the schedule. The Heritage events followed by the league coming up September to November. So we have planned the rest of your beach volleyball year. You are welcome, fans. There's a lot more to come over this year and certainly in the future with the new direction of the AVP.
Put your 2024 calendar away. It's full already.
Exactly. We've got you on lock, especially come the fall. And this is how the AVP League is going to lay out. You'll have 8 teams, and they're going to be spread out across cities across America. You'll have a men's and a women's pair there. They're going to compete together. So you will have a gendered opponent. You'll have men versus men, women versus women, but you'll have teams cheering for one another for the overall team victory. If you win a Heritage event, like this one in Huntington Beach, you will qualify. There will also be point structure to get into the draft, and then we will have a draft for teams as pairs to arrive in the cities. And we will go ahead and play 2 days a weekend for 8 weeks in a row, followed by the league championship. All right, we're back in action here. Harward and Deberg after that lengthy delay. Haley Harward Serving short, and I'm surprised he didn't go right at Alex. Nice scoop and put over. To your point, the size of Deberg helping. The
size of Deberg, yeah, really helping there. And you know, it's interesting. I was going to ask you, how do you deal with a player who sustains an injury? Do you feel like you need to pick on them? I kind of like that Harward and Deberg are sticking with their game plan. They're kind of going,
okay,
you know, what their toughest, what they feel is their toughest serve on this lesser of the two sides.
Trying to track into the wind a little bit from left to right.
Trying to get as much aid as they can and work on A.Ross a little bit. It's worked out for 2 points in a row here.
Yeah, you make a good point about managing your own game plan versus trying to react to what's happening on the other side of the net. That ball chased and left out, but just on the edge of the line. Haley Harward didn't think so. Well, we'll never know because she bumped the line as she went down.
Yeah, she thought she hit the line. Was determined that the ball hit the line as she was diving. Yeah, it's interesting, you know, because sometimes players sustain a little kind of ticky-tack injury, and I mean, clearly I'm not trying to minimize what happened to Alex there, but they feel now as though they've got nothing to lose. They've got kind of almost a built-in excuse of sorts, and so they play a little more footloose and fancy-free. And sometimes you fixate too much on trying to go after the injured player. So I really like that Harward and Deberg stay with their game plan rather than switch it up because of what happened at 12-9.
Yeah, an interesting point. You can take this all the way down to serving, and just any match when you come in serving, and you'll get a report that says, don't serve this person. Well, okay, how about just my best serve?
Yeah, right.
Rather than a particular spot or person, best serve sometimes is better. And that's really top shelf contact from Harward there. Best contact winner to the corner, 16-10.
Yeah, after a great read and pick up on that line shot. Yeah, Harward and Deberg rolling right now here.
This is kind of the world that was promised when college sand volleyball became a thing. Was a whole bunch of talent coming out of college with the opportunity to contribute to the pro tour. Taryn Cloth, very much the same mold as an Alex Klineman, let's say, and Kylie Deberg following that up. I think all in the mold of Carrie Walsh-Jennings originally. Same height, dominance.
Yeah.
Was that snapping the goose right there?
That was a little gooseneck snappy, and a little bit of a flex, I think, from Haley on the side change with that swing. Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I'm curious on your opinion as we talk about the women's collegiate beach game. Certainly, we're seeing sort of the cream rise to the top. The Cloth and Nuss, the Hughes and Chang, those top teams coming out and being successful on the international stage instantly. Do you think we're going to see a whole wave, or do you think it's just going to be kind of that upper crust of teams that are going to exist because of the sheer numbers of girls playing volleyball, and they're going to be the ones that really sort of succeed at the next level? Or do you think it's just going to be this overall high tide that hits the international scene?
I think we're already seeing some of those pre-waves.
Okay.
I think if you look at Whitberry,
okay.
Newberry and Jaden Whitmarsh, right?
Right.
The way that they played out here on Stadium Court, some of their skills, and you're talking about two players 5'9", 5'10", but collegiate athletes who spent their entire career going from indoor in high school to beach college. And I think you're just going to see it rise up, rise up, rise up. And I think if you look at the women's field from 2 years ago, you've seen almost the entire field get turned over.
Okay. I like it. So
not the elite players necessarily, but I think it's coming because you look at, for instance, the first match where Deberg and Harward played against Bauer and Megan Rice. They're all 26 or younger.
Okay.
Right? 3 players at 25, 1 at 26. And if you talk about beach volleyball age, they've got another 10 years.
Right. Yeah, that's an interesting shift that you point out, because traditionally it's been our best indoor athletes that finished their indoor career and made the shift to beach, and now we're seeing them come out younger, which we need to start doing to keep up with the rest of the world. We see, you know, on the men's side anyways, the likes of the Swedes and the Vikings and so forth being dominant in the world in their early 20s.
100%. I love the on-2 right there by Haley Harward. The defender on-2 with some snap and pace. 19-13, Harward and Deberg.
Yeah, she's got some swagger out there, and she's feeling it right now in this match.
Well, it's Long Beach, so if there were 2 of them, you wouldn't like it. But it's just Haley Harward. You're pumped. Here she is again, cutting it up for 20.
That is very apropos, because she's an absolute delight of a person. I have yet to experience her around other 49ers, though, or Sharks, as I think they are now.
I love it. They don't like being called Sharks. You're the Sharks. better. There you go. That's an interesting call from April. Better, as they try and muddle their way through the first set. Second set point opportunity. Harward and Deberg looking for a 1-set lead in this best of 3. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn, longtime beach coach. Oh, that is a tough serve. And that is on the side with the wind at her back.
Yeah, she was going for that angle, and it was perfect contact, perfect location.
You love that as an athlete, when you set out to put something in a particular spot and you execute.
Yeah. She's got a very linear arm swing, you know, it kind of is straight up and down as she pikes, you know, I mean, she works that wrist and creates all those angles, but it gives her the consistency that we have come to know and expect from her.
Boy, talk about comfort and confidence right there. Haley Harward, and why not? All the way to the Manhattan Beach final alongside Kelly Kalinsky last year, losing to Scholes and Flint. But here looking good in set 1, 21-15 against Alex Klineman and A.Ross, the A team.
Yeah, really fine performance from Deberg and Harward there. And I think, Kev, you and I are both going to go ask Harward about her ab routine after this match.
In between sets here, we have a brand new event. It's called the Huntington Derby. I was warming up earlier. I'm glad I'm not out there now. I was just part of the prep for this. They have the donkeys on the sand. Oh, this looks like it's really tough on the knees.
And
right
they have
here.
things to ride.
Oh, this looks. Oh, this one looks rough on the knees. I'm glad I'm not doing this one, Rich.
This, yeah, that does look very big. We couldn't find any donkeys with legs.
Oh my gosh, these are the shortest donkeys available on Amazon. Oh, that is the longest ever. I would quit right now. I'd throw my donkey over the barrier and be gone.
Yeah, my first face plant, I'm out on this one.
Just go down in a haze of smoke and be out.
Guy in the white sweatshirt is crushing it right now. He's got the rhythm.
He's the green M&M, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the green M&M go.
He's clearly been to one of those trampoline fitness classes.
All right, will the second Cheeto catch up? Oh, yeah. a little break there. The man in white. Oh, I don't even know if the donkey's touching the ground now. Now he's just doing squats.
I'll tell you what, yeah, those VMOs are humming right now.
The Apple Watch is going to ask, do you want to do a workout? Yes. Should we record this?
Are you doing an outdoor donkey ride?
Hang on, let me scroll through and find it. Oh, here it comes.
Come back.
The orange Cheeto. Orange M&M on the way.
Oh, yes.
Double face plant across the finish line.
By a nose, Kevin.
A
By
finish
a nose.
just like the Derby. Kentucky or Huntington, same margin of victory.
That is correct.
And the man in white takes it. And he will now head to the orthopedic surgeon. Now let's get a look at our finish line cam. I mean, good action here. What happens, Rich? He had a 2-donkey lead.
He gets a little turf toe right there at the end.
He's a little over the front.
He sees the finish line. He lunges for it.
Did he rode the front wheel right over the finish line jump there?
It was indeed white hoodie by a nose.
If you want to ride a donkey at Huntington Beach, come on out Saturday or Sunday, and you too can ride an inflatable equine.
There you go, equine. Start warming up your knees now.
Oh, man. All right, after that, we're back to set number 2. Kevin Martin alongside Rich Lamborn. We're glad you, the volleyball fan, are here for Huntington Beach. First heritage event of the AVP League Chase. This is day 1. We have a lot of volleyball action to come tomorrow. Of course, not just stadium court. We have outer court action for you. We'll be streaming those as well throughout the weekend. So if you can't join us here, you are still in some other colder part of the country. We know it's not spring everywhere. You can also enjoy the vibes at the beginning of summer with the AVP.
Good news, bad news if you're the 8 team. Bad news, you lost the first set. Good news, Alex seems to be moving pretty freely out there, unimpeded.
Indeed, very beginning, if you weren't with us, Alex Klineman coming down awkwardly, holding her left ankle up off the sand, got a couple of tape jobs, and she is back out there. And as Rich mentioned, doesn't look to be suffering.
How about the second ace from the quote-unquote bad side from April?
Yeah, the wind is humming. She's going to stick with the jumper. Deberg. Knuckles high and tight to the net. Well done.
Now that is a battle that's going on very high above the tape between Deberg and Klineman at the net.
Deberg, who's already ripped off a few aces in a row earlier, throws that one back. Kylie Deberg are forced to be reckoned with on this point.
Yeah, that's a tremendous swap, but again, a wonderful set from A.Ross in kind of that tweener zone, getting her partner in hittable position. It was all for naught, unfortunately, on that play for the 18, but
that ball's tight to the net again, and another block by Deberg. Well done with the right hand.
Good move, got a little members bounce off the top of the tape. I rely on a lot of those out of the trees, Kevin, on the golf course.
Sinners and saints. Good job. That one down the middle, another ace. Deberg continues to pile up those aces.
You know what's impressive to me about her serve is how kind of effortless it looks. It's not like she's going back there and just unloading the cannon necessarily. It's just kind of a smooth stroke. She's finding her spots.
This time April takes control of the middle and that point, but it misses long and wide. So 5-2 as soon as Klineman and Ross scored a couple. Here comes a 5-0 run from Harward and Deberg.
This has been a match of serving. That's how the A team have gotten their couple points in this second set. And certainly that is how Deberg and Harward have established their position in this match.
6 kills, 4 aces. Yeah, that'll do to put you up on the reigning gold medalists. Now on the bad side, she goes float. So switches right away and serves down the middle again. Taking the angle. Oh, that was the right spot. Kind of faded off. What happened there, Rich?
Yeah, it's interesting. What I would say is that she was probably on a line call, and then just being a good blocker kind of reads that it's going more up the middle and tries to throw her hands back into that at the last minute and just is kind of bodily a little out of position. Blocking on the beach, a very, very tall task.
There's just so many options, right?
Yeah, I mean, you're one person and one defender trying to take an entire court. So you've got to rely on a lot of trickery. You've got to rely on tremendous timing, great positioning, all of that stuff. And unfortunately, it doesn't work more often than it does.
Teams exchanging missed serves. And we're right back around to 6-4. Into the wind now. Here comes A.Ross with that jumper. If I'm Haley Harward, I'd better be ready. I like Harward's passing form. She gets out of the way of her platform. It's a good job of opening up technically to pass the ball and keep it under control.
Yeah, and the advantage there, of course, is you kind of keep your weight distribution forward, the direction you want the ball to go. You stay over your platform, good, solid, consistent angle. Wow.
There's a big jump into the angled side and gets A.Ross.
Yeah, so there's a look at that good timing. Great handwork, just kind of pressing straight over big into that cross-court swing of A.Ross.
Another tough serve, the same one we saw from April into that corner. Oh, Harward kind of sprinting into the angle, ends up running right by it. Middle, knuckle shot deep.
Kind of sold out for the cut shot. April saw it with the knuckle jumbo.
Deberg on 2, got just enough.
Yeah, tremendous pass from Haley Harward again. As you mentioned, the good passing form. I really like how relaxed and calm she looks. Such a key element to passing the ball consistently well.
Where do you think a ball is best located to give your partner that second option, that second ball contact attack?
But it depends a little bit on what you've worked out with your partner. You know, do I want to pass it straight in front of me so you're coming in at an angle? Do I want to pass it towards the middle and you kind of are coming in on that direction. Wow. Wow.
If they're both going to serve like that, this can be a very quick finish to the second set.
Very much so. So, you know, I think what you want to do is put it in a position that allows your partner to come in kind of on a straight line and keep all their momentum going. So whether that's towards the middle or whether that's straight in front of you is something, you know, it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, in my opinion.
Yeah, but worked out with the partner.
Yeah, so long as you're on the same page. Yeah.
Okay.
There are teams, for that matter, that from the right side pass it further left, and then the partner swings out that way, because almost you don't think as a blocker that they're going to go on 2 with that.
And then you move the blocker.
You move the blocker, and you can set a ball out to the right side pin and completely stretch the defense.
Deberg gets underneath that tough serve once again from A.Ross, and then perfectly places it down the line. Kylie Deberg playing some exceptional volleyball here on Stadium Court, but she has fallen victim to a very common volleyball ailment. Her IG handle includes the number 12. Knowing this from experience, you're going to have that number for life.
Okay.
My children call me Kev Barn 14. So you're going to be stuck with that one, Kylie. Hope you like your number. There's a block for April and Alex.
Yeah, a little bit of excitement there for the A team, rightfully so. That was a great dig from Harward. Just got a little tight to the net. And Alex doing a nice job staying with that play. Yeah, it is interesting to throw the number in your handle.
It becomes part of who you are, though. If you get your number all the time, you're just 14 all the time.
Well, it's like the people that, you know, include fit or V-ball or
Kendall Fit, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. I mean, you better stay on top of your fitness if that's going to be your handle, right?
You can't change it to unfit later in life, right? That is sort of a lifetime commitment. Good point, Rich. You can find me at BarnFit14. Oh, nice dig by Harward and slap.
How about that read, Kevin?
Partnership on display.
I mean, coming all the way from left back of the court.
This looked like Taylor Crabb with the matzah.
Yeah, that is a very good comparison right there. If any of you saw highlights from the dyno.
13-7, and this is where Harward has been strong. Nearly had another, did Kylie Deberg.
Thinking of changing my Instagram handle to Richie USA, losing it a little bit more each day.
It's kind of long. We want to workshop that.
Well, that's yeah, that's just my opening salvo.
Technical timeout. We're going to take that to the tournament committee and see if they can come up with something a little bit better. First AVP event together, 2 NORCECA titles and 7 events. Yeah, and those have been recent. In fact, 1 week ago, Deberg and Harward were winning a NORCECA event, and they won earlier in April in the Dominican Republic. A look at our bracket as it lays out. Currently, Cheng and Hughes off of an exceptional performance. They're going to get an interesting matchup with Cannon and Kraft. That's an all-USC team. Flint and Skulls, Humana Paredes and Wilkerson, Cloth and Nuss, Rodriguez and Urango, and you can see the talent in here. 3 of the top 5 teams in the world in this bracket.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. I mean, that round right there is exciting, but it's just going to continue to crescendo as this weekend progresses with that many quality teams in our field.
Well, if you're excited about women's beach volleyball, we have the perfect 1-2 for you. We got the A team here with Harward and Deberg, who are proving to be the superior squad so far. Cloth and Nuss will jump onto the stage next. More Tigers. It's a Tiger theme here to end Friday.
And they had a heck of a start this morning, put up an 11-11 against the 16 seed.
Well, that's another way to make French fries.
Yeah.
Another nice shot down the line. Harward pushing that ball to the net for her partner rather nicely.
Yeah, really good set and a good crisp shot from Deberg. Anything softer than that, April was all over. Made a nice move to the line, but crisp shot. Usually going to be a winner.
Another jump into the angle and another block. 15-8.
Perfect synchronicity defensively from Deberg and Harward. Big left paw, Kev.
And another winner from the service line. This time it's the float with the win. And they are in absolute control of this one. Timeout called by Alex in April. So we talked about comparisons for Kylie Deberg, kind of the before and who she's modeling after. How about for Haley Harward? Who would you compare her to?
Well, I like the comparison you made. She's, if you're an international beach volleyball fan, a Heather Bansley from Canada. Similar
Olympian
kind of
in 16.
Olympian in 16. Yeah, multiple tournament winner on the international scene. Yeah, she's kind of similar size, similar kind of muscular physique, great defender, great jump serve, you know, kind of a similar skill set between those.
We were trying to listen in there, and they immediately went silent. Of course. Has to start somewhere with a side out. They've already doubled up. Yeah, Heather Bansley, I think, is an excellent.
Yeah, if we're looking domestically, though, I mean, we've got a lot of great defenders. I mean, we've got Kristen Nuss, of course. Haley's a little bit taller than Kristen, but Kristen, I think, is probably our premier defender right now. Sarah Hughes, of course, would maybe be, I don't know. Haley Harward might be the Goldilocks in between those two.
Could be.
Sarah Hughes a little bit taller. Haley Harward there right in the middle. Kristen Nuss a little bit smaller, but they're all very, very capable and impressive defenders.
I think you'd have to go into the history books of female beach volleyball defenders to find someone who gets more than what Kristen Nuss gets out of her size. As that one's killed by April and Alex.
Yeah, in their match earlier, I said I think she's probably leading the pack as far as, you know, kind of the pound for pound best players, what she squeezes out of a 5-6 frame.
When you watch her footwork and her body control. That ace is served up right down the middle. Here comes the 18 with a little bit of momentum.
Well, yeah, and it was fascinating too. I had the opportunity to do a college beach tournament that was at LSU, and she was there, and she got on the mic with us and kind of detailed some of her mindset stuff as she and Taryn are in the route.
All right, do you call a timeout? Yes, immediately you're headed for the cabana. And we'll have a timeout. First little pressure for Harward and Deberg in this match. That's the bad news. Good news is they still have a 4-point lead.
Yeah, it's interesting, though, kind of the psychology of the scoreboard or a volleyball match, right? I mean, you're still up by 4. If we were going back and forth the whole way and you're switching sides at 16-12, you couldn't feel more comfortable. But you were just up 16-8 a second ago, and you've given up 4 straight. Now all of a sudden you feel like your back's against the wall, right? Even though you've got that same 4-point advantage.
Well, it's come again with serving. Seen some serving runs. This time it's Alex Klineman getting in on it. And that float high point right into the wind with no spin.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough enough at that trajectory with no elements affecting it. When you got the wind knocking that thing even further out of the sky, then it is very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, but big moves into her angle.
Big moves into her angle. I like that. That's a big move right there with the shins. That is strong to very strong, if you know what I'm saying. You get a strike when the iron's hot.
Taken straight out of the Barnett closet.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get a pair of those right now. I need that thing where you can take a picture of it and then tap on it or circle it and have it come up.
Yeah, that's called an Android phone. You don't want that.
Yeah, no, you're right. Nobody wants those. Nobody has that phone where you can fake pictures. You've been watching the NBA playoffs. All right, here comes Alex Klineman side switch. Little on-2 action. That ball's out of bounds. Close. So out of the timeout, Harward Deberg to 17.
Love that response, though. That is intentional. Harward passing that ball up to the net for Deberg to go on 2, especially with Klineman back at the service line having to sprint all the way to the net.
Interesting jump float, no jump serve. That was the winner for Harward in that position, and the angle is out. The hitting percentage continuing to go down. Just too many errors for the A team. You saw earlier the hitting percentages, they were around 200.
Yeah, I don't think that that's altogether surprising. You know, your first competition back in the sand, they had a good match in the opener and faced a little bit of a test.
We Way to scoop that one out. Harward, though, all over it. And on 2, through the block. I think people underestimate how difficult it is to come back, but then also if you get into the cycle, the warm-up, cool-down, warm-up, that is a lot harder on you than if you had to warm up, play 2 matches, cool down.
Sure.
That would be easier. The warm-up, cool-down is very tough on your body when you're first coming back.
Well, and, you know, I mean, there's a lot of muscle memory, but the difference between sort of winning and losing at this level is kind of consistency, right? And that takes a little while to regain the consistency that we're used to seeing from the A team.
Throw the dig, opportunity here. Well, it's too tight. Alex this time, touch, turn, not quite. Harward resets and doesn't get that one. Alex with a moment.
Great kill cross court from Klineman. The play I liked was in the middle of that rally. That one right there, Kylie Deberg with the turn and go. That is a fantastically athletic play from Deberg.
(19-14) long journey back into the second set, still ahead. That ball's tight and knuckle deep, smartly done. Match ball upcoming for Harward and Deberg. I don't think too many people had this young upstart team winning this easily over the ace team squad. Was it an ace to end it? You take a stuff block too. Neither one of those happens. You have to side out for it.
That was another one that was taking place high above the net right there. Alex Klineman going full extension knuckle pokey over the big block of Deberg.
Knuckle pokey, that sounds like a terrible dish to eat. Gross.
Yes. Not a pork guy, huh?
Well, it's fine. I just don't want a bunch of knuckles. Match ball number 2. Gonna go back set. And Alex Klineman picks up a stuff block. Klineman's second of this match, 4 for Deberg. I think you keep it simple here. 20-16. Harward and Deberg still plenty of run. Third match opportunity. Highline the call, and there it is. A 2-0 victory on Stadium Court over the reigning Olympic gold medalists. A nice moment for Haley Harward and Kylie Deberg.
How about the set from Haley Harward to close that out? Diving, putting it up perfectly for Deberg. Wins it with the line shot. That was, man, a start to finish. Fantastic performance from Haley and Kylie.
Tough serving, some very nice on-2 plays, some scramble defense.
We talked about it right after the injury, too, that they stayed within themselves. They stayed with their game plan, didn't get rattled by kind of the circumstances of the moment, so to speak, and that is critical as well. Just a great job from clearly a well-coached team.
So they'll either get Cheng and Hughes or Cannon and Kraft. Either one will present a unique challenge. We look back at the first set coming out the face-off with the A team in their second match ever, and it was a whole lot of quality plays that we just talked about on the side of Deberg and Harward.
Yeah, they had a particularly good serving match, I think, but other than that, it's not like they did anything crazy, right? They just were pretty consistent in their effort and their execution, and that really won the day for them in that match.
So April and Alex will drop into the contenders bracket, and the journey will continue in the winners bracket for Harward and Deberg. All right, April and Alex with a little bit of work to do. Coming through the contenders. Lots of volleyball yet to be played. A good challenge for them as they are returning to the sand for the first time in 3 years. There's Deberg and Harward advancing through. They'll get Cheng and Hughes or Cannon and Kraft. Much to be decided there, as well as on the top of the bracket. Kloth and Nuss, Rodriguez and Urango is going to be a very interesting match on Stadium Court. Flint Scholes, Humana Paredes, and Randy Wilkerson. There's a lot of good volleyball yet to be played here in Huntington Beach. Thanks for being with us here on a Friday afternoon. We'll see you in the sand again.